it back.
Welcome
Run it up.
to Run It Back.
You run it back.
Our last show from Las Vegas, Nevada. Nevada or Nevada? Help me out there, Billy. Welcome
Potato.
to Run It Back. Our last show from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Boogie,
Nevada or Nevada?
Chandler,
Help me out
Lou
there,
Will.
Billy.
My name's Michelle. We made it
I'm gonna say Nevada.
to our final day here.
The voices are going.
Boogie,
so we've
Chandler,
done our
Lou
best.
Will. My name's Michelle. We made it to our final day here. The voices are going.
We did it.
So
Thank
we've
you.
done our
We did
best.
get a game last night. We were all
very
very excited to be in the house to watch this bad boy. Antonio, New
We
York.
did it. Thank
New York,
you.
the winners
we did
of
get a
their
game last night. We were all very
NBA
excited
Cup.
to be in the house to watch this bad
break it
boys.
down.
And
What we
Antonio,
saw
New York.
last night,
New
OG
York,
Anunoby
the
with
winners
28.
of their
He
first
started out with one of those
NBA
OG
Cup.
games
And so
in the
let's
first
just,
half. Jalen Brunson,
let's break it
25,
down.
11
What we
to
saw
27.
last
Wemby
night,
had
OG
18.
Anunoby
We'll
with his 28.
talk a little bit about
started
Wemby
out
on
with
that
one
one.
of those
Dylan
OG
Harper,
games in the first half. Jalen Brunson, 25, 11 to 27. Wemby had 18, and we'll talk a little bit about Wemby on that one. Dylan Harper, 21 points off the
You
bench.
did pick New York to win this game.
You got to sit by his dad the whole game, which is pretty awesome. I'm sure you guys had good
What
conversations.
kind of a
Lou,
statement would you say they made?
you did pick New York to win this game.
Right. Yesterday we had the conversation about
what
the
kind
Eastern
of a
Conference
statement
versus the
would you
Western
say they
Conference.
made?
This was a great matchup
They're poised to
for us to
compete,
kind of
right?
see where
Yesterday we
things
had the
are
conversation
as
about
far as these
Eastern
teams
Conference
match up.
versus
And
the
I
Western
thought
Conference.
last night,
This was a great
and I thought
matchup
before the game
for us to kind of see where
offensively,
things are
defensively,
as
the
far as
Knicks
these teams
were
match up.
deeper
And I
basketball
thought
team.
last
And it
night,
showed on it.
and I thought before the game
when it came to defense, offensively,
I thought
defensively,
Spurs,
the Knicks
they
looked
looked
like a better defensive team, but the Knicks showed up last night, and they were more overwhelming for the San Antonio Spurs than I had. They looked like a better defensive team, but the Knicks showed up last night. They had a really good game, and they were more overwhelming for the San Antonio Spurs was another big match for them as well. With a team like Wemby, I think they had a really different game coming off the bench, and then offensive rebounding was another big thing for them as well. New York took advantage of that. Like Wemby, and Mitchell Robinson a little different with him coming off the bench and still having some minute restrictions there. But I think New York took advantage of that. You had the guys Mitchell Robinson had a big night on the other guys. But I thought this was a great statement for New York. A big night on the offensive glass, and so wide open, come off the bench like I talked about the other guys. This second quarter of the season, statement for New York. They're starting in the East with it being so wide open in the East, going into we're one of the top teams second quarter of the season. Detroit, they're trying to want to walk their one spot down. Create some separation in the East since Thanksgiving. We're one of the top teams right there, along with Detroit, straight, and we want to walk their one spot down. And I like just seeing them up close in person. So they're playing how they really good basketball. Mike Brown and 6 straight, how they respond to coaching. And I was like, wow, this is a different identity for this New York Knicks team. So I like it. I think that was the statement that was being made. I think they enjoy playing basketball together. This is a different identity for this New York Knicks team. So I like it. I think that was the statement that was being made. I think they enjoy playing basketball together, and I think they're a confident group. I think they can win basketball games against really good teams.
Great. Mitchell Robinson was great, and they were just the more physical team. You saw they pounded them on the glass, 59 to 42. Pollock was great. 22 to 18 on the offensive glass. Mitchell Robinson was just the more physical team. You saw they pounded them on the glass, 59 to 42. Imposed their will early on, and again, they have that versatile lineup. Mitchell Robinson was great, phenomenal. They were more physical. They're just hard and so imposed their will early on, and again, they have that versatile lineup. When you have size phenomenal. Mitchell Robinson, but you can also go small and let those guys switch every action, and that's switch all ball screens, switch pick and roll. And then Mitchell Robinson, but you can also go small and let those guys switch every action. They can also win games off ball screens when the ball's not going to the hooks. They can get stops. And they're super versatile teams. They can score. We all know how good Jalen Brunson is, but they can also win games when the ball's not going to the hooks. They can get stops.
What both sides could do to win this game, and I brought about it previous. Their second options playing. One of the things we talked about was, and I think that was shown on both sides could do to win this game. I brought up. OG had second option playing. I think that played a huge part. That was shown on both sides. Overall, it was a great team effort. OG had New York is a really good team.
Okay, there it is.
Played a huge part in the win. But obviously, their stars. It was a great team. Just the team in general. New York is a really good team. You can tell this is a group that also enjoys playing. Obviously, their stars, Jalen Brunson, chemistry not only in general but off the floor. You can tell this is a group. You can tell these are real relationships and friendships between the guys. Chemistry not only on the floor but off the floor. With all that being said, you can tell these are real relationships and friendships between the guys. They got a spark from basically everybody involved. With all that being said, came off the bench, hit big shots, made big defensive plays. They got taking charges down the lane. Everybody involved. Big came off the bench, came in, big shots, made rebounds, defensive plays, taking charges down the lane. Towards the end with him being big fella Mitchell came in, got some offensive rebounds. Everybody played a huge part for them. They also made a huge run towards the end with him being on the floor. I had the Spurs. I had the Spurs winning, not just huge part. In my mind, it was nobody that could really match up with Wemby. that. I had physically Spurs. I had the Spurs winning.
But it was a weird Wemby night too.
It was also a weird Wemby night, and obviously he got to speak on that a little more after the game.
But it was a weird Wemby night too.
It was also a weird Wemby night, and obviously he got to speak on that a little more after the game. And they had a really good game. Overall, you got to credit. They were firing off on all cylinders, and they came in well prepared.
They've lost a single game since Thanksgiving. And we know how good they can be and what they've looked like in the playoffs the last couple of years.
They've lost a single game. I don't know, Chandler. Let's go ahead and figure this out. Is this the best version of them that they can be and what they've looked like in the playoffs the last couple of years?
I think it is. They're complete.
I don't know, Chandler. Let's go ahead and figure this out. Is this the best version of them that we've seen so far in the Brunson era?
Yeah, I think it is. They're complete. Jordan Clarkson. Now they're getting production from the bench. It's never been that kind of combo guard that can relieve pressure. Now they're getting more production off the bench. Jordan Clarkson is exactly what they need. Game on the line. He's that kind of combo guard that can relieve pressure from Jalen Brunson's hands. His usage rate down. But Cat is kind of that close game on the line. You know man action. You know the action. When you get that kind of production from their bench, now they're really complete. We know they can defend. We know they can score multiple ways in action. But those three wings with production from their bench, now they're really complete. They're so versatile. We know they can defend. We know they can score multiple ways. And even Cat, I feel like he's flying under the radar right now. Just all the praise usually goes to Brunson, but they can hurt you in so many different ways to this team. And even Cat, I feel like he's flying under the radar right now. Because all the praise usually goes to Jalen Brunson, but he is so valuable to this team. Multiple ways. He can shoot the ball last night. Again, his two-man action with Jalen's unbelievable, but his team is dangerous because he can hurt you in multiple ways. He can shoot the ball. Again, his two-man action with Jalen's unbelievable, but his team is dangerous. This team is very, very good.
And that's usually a knock. I think Cat was also good defense. Otherwise, really good in possession guarding Jordan Clarkson. And that's usually a knock when you speak on until as of last night. Otherwise, he's kind of struggled, still trying to find his feet. He hasn't had his rhythm within this Knicks offense last night. He's kind of struggled. So he's still trying to find his feet. Last night, trying to find his rhythm within this Knicks and those big shots. Obviously, he's a new player with this team, so he's trying to find himself.
Let me say this: when it comes to Wemby, he might want to play a little bit of some unethical basketball for himself. Let me say this: there were moments where I felt like play a little bit of some instead of him using his size and his length, like there were moments where I felt like size, like. You got instead of him using his size and his length that he would kind of playing down low and you're trying to put the ball like I watched Jordan Clarkson dive from the 6'6" guarding you all the way to his feet playing down low and you're trying to put the ball like I watched Jordan Clarkson dive from the 3-point line and shoot over guys all the way to his feet one dribble and you're already at the rim and either they're going to have to foul you or you're going to dunk the basketball and shoot over guys. Things take one dribble early in his career at the rim. He's going to make those adjustments. He's going to learn. You're going to dunk the basketball. To his credit, he's trying to play the right way. Early in his career, he's going to make those adjustments. He's going to learn break a playoff, and you got to be the man. You got to be the guy. The only time that I see him trying to play really very good basketball, but sometimes you got to break a playoff. Like they might get a rebound and they're bringing the ball up the court. The only time that I see him really break the ball, and that's when he's going to get in his bag. Like they might get a rebound and they're bringing the ball up the court, and he's like in the half court. He has to do some of that as well. So if ISO basketball is unethical, he's going to go off the dribble. I'm going to need you to get a little bit more unethical how you play. He has to do some of that as well. So if ISO basketball is unethical, if a Wemby catches the ball, a little bit more unethical how you play. You can't double because you can't help so much pressure on teams. He can finish over your traps. He can shoot over your traps from the rim. So if he learns how to put pressure on teams from he can finish over your traps. He can shoot over your traps. This is going to make him a very dangerous basketball team. But he's young. He's adjusting, and also he's telling you I'm trying to play the right way. But he got to get a little bit more dangerous basketball team. But he's young. He's adjusting, and also he's telling you I'm trying to play the right. But he got to get a little bit more KD in his system.
I think that's the exact next step. When they played OKC, I had the chance to speak with their coach, and those were that was literally the message. Are y'all working on these different things? When they played OKC, I had the chance to speak with their coach, and those were to the point now where less is more. Are y'all working on these different things? Jamal Crawford into every move. Sometimes it's just a bump. To the point now sometimes it's just turning around and just shooting over the defender. It was one possession. Sometimes it's just a bump. I believe. Sometimes it's just turning around. I can't remember. It was a guard ended up switching on. It was one possession, and he made 2 to 3 extra moves, and I believe. I can't remember. It was a guard ended up switching on. They're going to either foul you, or you're not even going to see extra moves. And I'm like, so I think that's the next step for Wemby, just simplifying certain parts in his game, or you're not understanding his advantages in certain moments. I think that's the next step for Wemby, just simplifying certain parts in his game. So understanding his advantages in certain moments. And obviously that's how taking advantage of those player coming up. So these are the messages. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's still learning. Reach that next level. Obviously, that's how it goes. Every young player coming up.
Unethical. Like these are the messages. He's got to be more aggressive, and I don't care like
reach that next level.
What he thinks the right way of basketball with the Spurs, ethical, unethical. That is a talent. He's got to be more aggressive, and that is a talent. What guys like Jalen Brunson do, guys like SGA do, like the Spurs brand of basketball. Like he's a talent to master that, and he's got to do what guys like Jalen Brunson do, guys like SGA to make the game easier for him. That's a gift. I like 17 shots to master that. He's got to do what the other elite scorers do to make the game easier for him. I like 17 shot attempts, 7 for 17 is fine, but
maybe we do a little
free throws.
What else?
Finger rolls.
There are also quite enough threes.
I think they kind of got caught up in the flow of the game yesterday because he was coming off the bench and they were having success before he got in the game. So he was kind of just filling around yesterday because he was coming off the bench and they were having success before he got in the game. So he was kind of just filling around. Like you got to come in when you come off the bench. When you come off the bench, and you can't really. We probably seen the last of when coming off the bench. Ease into the game. So I thought because of it was a little intoxicating because they had an 8 to 10 point lead when it came to ease into the game. So I thought because of it was a little intoxicating because they had an 8 to 10 point lead when in the second half, and he was kind of flowing, allowing guys to get himself in the game. Like, look, I only got 4 or 5 minutes on the floor. The bench is rolling. The second half, the guys that we allowed to catch a rhythm, trying to get himself in the game. Now it's a little. The bench is rolling. You kind of intoxicated with trying to do the right things and trying to